and really being able to take the vision that you have and make it real. So we're bringing together all the people that are really interested in doing that personal development work, the leaders in their spaces, different people who have been called to write a book or be coaches themselves or therapists or have their own organizations, to be able to actually network and work together on their vision so that they're not doing it alone. So that's what Harmony in Action is really about. It's doing the deep personal development, but also then being able to radiate that into your world. And so that's what we're bringing.
Nice.
Impressive.
And if I want to go to this event, when, where, and the time?
Yeah. So you absolutely must buy your ticket early. We are purchasing lunch for everybody, and that's ordered in advance.
Okay.
So it's at MFA Paradera. The tickets are on sale online at Pay Away. We also have tickets at Cuba's Cooking, at Douglas Marcus's restaurant. We also have them at Sitco Palm Beach Boulevard and Essoville. And we would love to see everybody there. So please purchase your tickets today, latest tomorrow, and we will have tickets at the door, but that will not include lunch because
Okay.
we can't purchase.
And the time?
It's from 10 a.m. 10 a.m. we have networking. Then we have our speakers at 11, lunch, and then more speakers and interaction. It's really an entire day event, so make sure you get there at 10 a.m.
Okay.
and it ends around 5.
Douglas
And
will be one of the speakers.
Douglas
so
is one of the speakers.
Apparently,
can you tell us what we're going to have?
what to expect from
Yes.
me?
Yes.
Please.
I also want to know what's going to come out.
All your experiences.
My story begins back in, I guess you could say it started in around 1969.
Oh, wow.
When I went to India and stayed in the Himalaya mountains and did yoga and studied a lot. And basically I was a monk and a yogi at the same time. I came back to, I'm from Canada, I came back to Canada 3 years later. Quite a changed person, but at the same time the same person inside, but the opportunity to look very deep, because I lived almost like in a cave for a long time. And I did travel in India some as well, but I stayed mostly in an ashram or in the hills of the Himalayas. I returned, it was very hard. It was very hard to re-enter into Western society. It took me a long time, and I was fortunate enough to have a farm, my family farm, and where I stayed, and inch by inch I re-entered. It took me about 15 years, and then I was able to get back into society. So my story is, how does one come from being a monk, a yogi, and integrate back into society and end up being a businessman, end up in Aruba, and at the same time develop myself? Our story, your story, everyone's story never stops. And how do we continue to maintain the integrity and the ethical and moral values that we have established at a younger age and bring them into business, and not let drug, sex, rock and roll overcome us, and we become slaves to all of that? So I was determined to find out, how would I be able to incorporate myself in the world and not lose myself to what we all see in corruption and things like that. And I would say I managed to do it.
Yeah?
And
Awesome.
then the issue is, okay, so I was a businessman here in Aruba, and I've lived here in Aruba for about 28 years.
Wow.
Yeah, surprise to me. It's I've never stayed in one place so long as in Aruba. I never would have thought. I came here, let's check it out. I had businesses throughout the Caribbean. I just started this publishing business called St. Martin Nights, Aruba Nights, Curacao Nights, Bonaire Nights.
I remember that.
On and on, yeah. And then it's easy to get in, but how do you get
Out.
That's the story I'm going to tell.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. And apart from you, will there be more speakers as well at this event?
I'll leave that to Relitza to tell you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, we have 3 more speakers.
Mhm.
We have Esther Gomez, and she'll be our keynote speaker. We also have Coach Glennon Aites. A lot of people know him on the island. And we also have Shamila Speaks Williams, and she is also a coach. She talks a lot about menopause and really helps people internationally. So we have some really great speakers. We'll have a panel Q&A for them, so you can actually ask questions. It's going to be very interactive, and people are going to dive deep in themselves to ask themselves the deep questions. We'll do some transformational work in the room and then the networking as well. So it's going to be a full experience.
Nice.
Nice.
And how many people are you guys targeting for this event?
So somewhere between 50 to 75. We want to keep
Okay.
it small enough that it's intimate, but big enough where there's networking with kind of the right people. And the way that it's come together with all the vendors and the people that we're speaking with, they seem very aligned. And so really this was a calling for us. I'm missing my 20th graduation reunion.
Oh, no.
It's this Saturday. And so I thought, okay, Essence is really calling me to be
Yeah.
here. And I know I have to do it. And every single person, every vendor, that's the other part, is the purple tickets are vendor tickets. So if you have
Okay.
something to sell, if you have a book, if you have an organization that you want to promote, if you have something to offer that you want to sell or talk more about, purchase a vendor ticket. You'll get a table, a small high top table, and you'll be able to share whatever you have to share, sign up people for your organization, offer your service. There's coaches that are coming and so on. So it would be wonderful to see everyone there
Okay.
Awesome.
So this will be this weekend,
this weekend.
one day only,
The countdown is on.
Yes.
8 hours.
This Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday.
Perfect. So we
And
invite
for-
everyone to be there.
For what type of people is your event? So who would want to go? You know?
Yeah. So people who are already into personal development and have done some of that work, people who are curious about personal development but maybe haven't touched on it quite yet, anybody who sees themselves as a leader, or even more importantly, have been told that they're a leader but maybe haven't fully stepped into it. So
Okay.
people that are still kind of maybe playing with that resistance. In terms of the general admission for vendors is people who have actually stepped into that calling and have actually created something through that. And so I have a podcast as well. It's called Authenticity Calling, and I talk with people about their journeys, about having that calling, about what it took to overcome all of the resistance, because it's natural to have resistance, especially when we push a growth edge. So it's to be able to support that growth edge and really support the connections people need in order to take the next steps in alignment.
Okay.
Well, we want to
Sounds
thank
amazing.
you
Thank
to
you. We
being
hope
here,
to see you there.
both, and all the speakers that will be in the event. So we let you invite everyone to be to
Present
come
there.
Perfect.
to buy your tickets.
Buy your tickets. Buy your tickets now, please. Thank you
But
so
there
much.
is one other person that
Oh.
I would say that we would be looking at least I would be. And those who find themselves struggling and at the same time need confirmation of their direction. So there's very little of that here in Aruba, where you can trust what's happening to you in your life right now. And to hear somebody else's story, like you're going to hear mine, and how you're able, or I'm able, or we're able to navigate through all of this. There's a lot of noise out there that we have to overcome. And in the society at large now, everything is so commercialized, everything is so
Yes.
materialized, everything is so weaponized with all of that. Now, how do you find your own inner path and have confidence that it's okay to walk that path and be that person and not, sort of bow to the demands of the way everybody is right now, and you find yourself, well, my friends, they always want to go out and drink, they want to party, and here I am, and I'm looking at who I am, and I'm saying, this isn't for me. There's got to be something more. So if you have a yearning that needs to be answered, come and listen to this story.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Di forma kita meron sa ding entrevista tayo ding studio tayo.